There's a heaviness most men don't talk about. It's the weight of walking into a room and feeling invisible. It's the pain of giving your best, your loyalty, your effort, your dreams, only to feel like you're never enough. Young men in America today are told to be strong, but rarely told how to heal. They're told to be providers, but not taught how to be loved. And so many end up sitting alone in silence, masking their loneliness with work, with money, with distractions that never truly fill the void. This is exactly how we feel. We want connection, yet we're afraid to admit it. We crave love, but fear rejection. We want to be valued not just for what we do, but for who we are. If you've ever felt like you're screaming into a world that doesn't care, this message is for you. Because you are not broken. You are not weak. And this is the beginning of rediscovering your strength, not the strength they told you to fake, but the strength that comes from truly knowing yourself. There's a war happening inside countless young men today, but it's not fought on a battlefield, and there are no medals for surviving it. It's a silent war, one that's hidden behind forced smiles, tough exteriors, and phrases like, "I'm good," when deep down, you're anything but. From the time we're boys, society feeds us a script. Don't cry. Don't complain. Don't be weak. Be a man. And so we learn to push down every fear, every heartbreak, every disappointment. We lock it all inside because the world told us that showing emotion is shameful. But what no one admits is this silence is heavy. Pretending is exhausting. Look around. Millions of men are lonely. Not because they don't have people around them, but because they don't feel seen. They sit in groups of friends, yet never share what they're really going through. They go to work, they hit the gym, they laugh at jokes. But when the lights go out, they're left staring at the ceiling, fighting battles no one knows about. And here's the danger: silence can eat you alive. When you never speak, your pain multiplies. It convinces you that you're weak for even feeling it. And slowly, that belief crushes your confidence, your relationships, even your will to try. But here's the truth that many men need to hear: feeling is not weakness. Struggling is not failure. Wanting love, connection, and acceptance does not make you less of a man. It makes you human. Every strong man you admire has scars you can't see. Every leader, every mentor, every alpha has moments of doubt and despair. The difference is some choose to face it rather than hide it. The first step toward healing is the courage to acknowledge, yes, I'm hurting. Yes, I'm tired of pretending. And yes, my pain matters. When you stop running from your emotions and start embracing them, you reclaim power over your own life. Because silence may keep you safe, but it also keeps you stuck. And you are not made to stay stuck. You were made to rise. For too long, men have been told that strength means silence. That strength means pushing through no matter how heavy the load, no matter how broken you feel inside. The world has painted a picture of masculinity where your value is measured by how much pain you can endure without showing a single crack. But let me ask you this: what kind of strength is it if it leaves you hollow, bitter, and exhausted? What good is it to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders if deep down you're crumbling? Real strength is not about how long you can suffer in silence. It's about knowing when to lay the burden down. It's about saying, I need help. I need a moment. I can't do this alone. That's not weakness. That's courage. Because it takes far more bravery to open up than it does to pretend. Think about it: a man who hides his struggles behind a mask may look strong for a while, but inside he's breaking. A man who embraces his humanity, who admits when he's in pain, becomes unshakable because he's no longer living a lie. Strength is also the ability to rest. We glorify hustle, grinding, and burning ourselves out as if it's a badge of honor. But a man who never rests is a man who will eventually collapse. True masculinity is learning to step back, breathe, and recharge. Not because you're quitting, but because you value yourself enough to protect your energy. And here's the part many forget: vulnerability is a form of strength. To tell someone, I'm struggling, I feel lost, I need you. That's not a weakness. That's a declaration that you're human, that you trust, that you're strong enough to let someone in. The men who grow, the men who lead, the men who inspire are not the ones who act invincible. They're the ones who show up fully, scars and all, and say, this is me. I'm still here. And I'm still fighting. So let's redefine what it means to be strong. It's not in hiding. It's not in breaking silently. True strength is the balance of resilience and vulnerability, of power and humility. And when you embrace that balance, you become unstoppable. So many men chase love not because they're ready to give it, but because they're desperate to earn it. They build their bodies in the gym, grind endlessly at work, stack achievements like trophies, all in hopes that someone will finally look at them and say, "You're enough, you matter." But here's the heartbreaking truth. When your love is rooted in validation, you will never feel full. Because no amount of praise, no amount of attention, no amount of affection will heal the emptiness you carry inside. You'll always be chasing. And when you're chasing, you're never free. Think about it. How many men believe that if they just had more money, more muscles, or more status, then finally, they would be loved the way they deserve. But here's the secret no one tells you: real love isn't a reward for being perfect. Real love is about being seen, fully and completely, even in your imperfections. Validation-based love is conditional. It says, "I love you as long as you perform, as long as you provide, as long as you impress me." But authentic love, the kind that transforms a man's life, says, "I love you for who you are, not just for what you can do." And that's the love every man is truly searching for, even if he doesn't admit it. The problem is, too many men are willing to sacrifice their peace, their identity, even their integrity, just to get a glimpse of that feeling. They settle for relationships where they are tolerated, not celebrated. They beg for scraps of attention instead of standing in their worth. Here's the shift. When you stop chasing validation and start valuing yourself, you change the entire game. Because suddenly, you're not seeking love out of desperation. You're choosing love out of abundance. You're no longer asking, "Am I enough for her?" You're asking, "Is she capable of loving me the way I deserve to be loved?" That's when everything changes. That's when you stop shrinking to fit someone else's vision of you and start living in the fullness of who you are. Because the truth is this: you were never meant to earn love. You were meant to experience it. And it begins the moment you stop looking for validation in someone else's eyes and start finding it in your own. Rejection. Just the word alone stings. For many men, it feels like a scarlet letter, a painful reminder of every "you're not good enough" they've ever heard. Whether it's a woman turning you down, a job passing you over, or friends not showing up when you need them most, rejection can cut deep. And for too long, men have been told to hide that pain, to brush it off as if it doesn't matter. But it does matter. Here's the truth: rejection hurts, not because it defines you, but because you've been conditioned to believe it does. Every time someone says no, you take it as a verdict on your worth, as if one person's decision suddenly rewrites your entire value as a man. But that's a lie. Rejection is not a reflection of who you are. It's a redirection. It's life's way of moving you away from what wasn't meant for you and pointing you toward what is. Think about it. How many times have you looked back at something you once cried over? A breakup, a missed opportunity, and realized later it was actually saving you. What felt like an ending was really the beginning of something better. The problem is, too many men fear rejection so much that they never try. They don't approach the woman they admire. They don't apply for the opportunity they dream of. They don't speak their truth because the thought of hearing no paralyzes them. But here's the paradox: the more you avoid rejection, the more powerless you become. Courage is not found in avoiding rejection. Courage is built by facing it head on again and again until you realize it doesn't destroy you. Every no you survive strengthens you. Every door that closes teaches you that your worth was never tied to that door in the first place. Imagine if you stopped seeing rejection as the enemy and started seeing it as the teacher. Suddenly, no is not the end of your story. It's just a plot twist. It doesn't mean you're not worthy of love, success, or belonging. It simply means that path wasn't aligned for you. The men who rise are not the ones who never get rejected. They're the ones who keep moving despite it. They understand this rejection is not something to fear. It's something to embrace, because every no is guiding you closer to the yes. That will change everything. Everywhere you turn today, men are being told how to become high value. Wear this, drive that, earn 6 figures, build muscles, master status. The world has created a checklist of external achievements and slapped the label, high value, on it. And while some of these things may add to your appeal, none of them define your true worth. Because here's the truth, if you strip away the car, the job title, the money, and the image, what's left? That's where your real value lies. And if that foundation is empty, no amount of external success will fill it. A man's true worth begins with how he sees himself when no one is watching. High value is built in the quiet moments. When you choose discipline over distraction, when you choose integrity over shortcuts, when you respect yourself enough to keep promises you've made to yourself. Yes, build your career. Yes, take care of your body. Yes, sharpen your skills. But do it not to impress others. Do it because you value you. Because when you respect yourself deeply, you naturally command respect from others. Too many men think being high value is about being chosen. But the reality is, it's about choosing. A man who knows his worth doesn't beg to be seen. He doesn't chase relationships that drain him or environments that belittle him. He sets the standard, and if something or someone doesn't align with it, he walks away without apology. And let's be clear, being high value isn't arrogance. It's not walking around with inflated pride or trying to dominate others. It's quiet confidence. It's humility without weakness. It's the calm assurance that you are enough even when the world doesn't clap for you. Remember, this money can be lost, status can fade, looks will change, but character, self-respect, and inner peace, that's eternal. That's what makes a man unshakable. So before you chase the title of high-value man, ask yourself, do I truly value myself? Do I live in alignment with the man I say I want to be? Because once you build from within, everything else becomes a reflection of the strength you already carry inside. One of the greatest lies men believe is that they are alone in their struggles, that no one else feels the weight they feel, that no one else battles the loneliness, the pressure, the quiet pain that keeps them awake at night. And because of that lie, countless men suffer in silence, convinced that their problems make them weak, convinced that no one could ever understand. But listen to me carefully, you are not alone. The truth is, millions of men are walking through the exact same storm. They just don't talk about it. Every man you see looking confident, strong, and unshakable has nights where he doubts himself. Every man you think has it all figured out has moments where he feels lost, unseen, and unsure of his worth. You are not the exception. You are not broken. You are human. The problem is, men have been taught to hide, to wear masks, to put on armor so thick that no one can see the cracks. But what if I told you that your healing begins the moment you take off that mask? That true brotherhood, true connection, is found not in pretending you're fine, but in admitting you're not. You see, community is the antidote to